So here we are.
We're here.
And it's, I'm going to say, it's day 2 of the coronavirus pandemic. Announcement by President Trump south of the border.
Well, and by the World Health Organization.
And the WHO.
Yeah, and the WHO.
So we are here because we have recognized that there is obviously an extraordinary amount of initial fear, right? Mm-hmm. So we're flipping out. We are going down into crazy town because they're, the shelves of the grocery stores are emptying out.
Yeah. People
are losing their minds. There's this, what if this happens? What if that happens?
Yeah.
What if that happens? And we understand that because honestly, like the more videos I watch about stuff, and there's the Joe Rogan one that
mm-hmm.
you were mentioning to me that I watched an hour and a half with him, and Mike, and you got to pardon me here. So it's Mike Osterholt.
Yeah, I think that's his name.
Infectious disease expert. And so anyway, so you end up getting all this information, right? You start learning about what we are really up against. Because, since November, when first patient 0 was in Wuhan, China, we went, oh, it's in China. It
mm-hmm.
ain't coming here, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we're good. But this is like, where the frogs in the water,
mm-hmm.
and the water wasn't hot when the frogs went in, right? But then the temperature got turned up, and it slowly gets hotter and hotter
yeah.
and hotter and hotter until the frogs are being boiled, and you don't know you're being boiled, right?
Yeah.
So we've been kind of caught off guard here, but also, typically as humans, what we do is we don't want to identify with fearful things. We don't want to get freaked out about things. We want life to stay exactly the way that it has been forever and ever and ever, and the weather's changing, the monetary system's changing, housing prices changes,
mm-hmm. Mortgages are changing.
The school system's changing,
mm-hmm.
universities are changing. They might not be in existence 2 years from now. Like, there's all this stuff that goes on, and you keep wanting to be back, but I want it to be like the good old days.
Yeah,
it's not the good old days anymore, right?
But honestly, I keep on saying this, like, what a time to be alive, and
right.
That's a Drake quote, but like seriously, what a time to be alive.
So here we are, shifting massively now.
Yes,
and the way that I am now, like because I've had 48 hours to, I'm going to say, really sit with the announcement from the WHO and Trump, about the pandemic, and then you go, okay, so there's a couple of I think there's 2 now cases in Burlington, Ontario.
Yeah, I think so.
And
150 something in all of Canada right now.
Yeah, okay, and so then we go, okay, so let me back this up a bit. Is that we go freaking out. Mm-hmm. But then we realize that we're the frogs in the pot of boiling water, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously, like, we're being boiled, right? Because we're going, okay, so we're here. It's like, it's surreal. It's like, it's happening in slow motion.
It feels like you're in an episode of The Twilight Zone.
Right.
Yeah.
Because even we're sitting up here, we're on the 2nd floor of our bake shop right now. This is our office area. And we have going like, so if you told me the coronavirus wasn't happening right now, I'd believe you.
Right, because you look outside and it looks like everything's fine.
Business as usual, like life is, might be way less people down here.
You can hear customers
but
downstairs.
Yeah, there's customers downstairs. Yeah, there's like action happening, right? And the phones are ringing, like we're still like,
mm-hmm.
still feels like something's happening. But then when you venture out and then you go into a grocery store and you see the shelves are empty, or you see the lineup at the gas stations and there's no gas containers to buy anymore
mm-hmm.
yet. Like toilet paper's gone, all this stuff's,
Then anyway, you instantly go into crazy town and you go into Fearland and you're like, oh my gosh, is the world coming to an end? I don't feel prepared. Oh my gosh.
It's the zombie apocalypse.
Right, and that's what you start thinking. But I think it's so important to help people come back to the present moment and to come back to like, wow, this is such an incredible opportunity that we all have to be alive at this time when so many things are changing for the better.
Right.
So many things are evolving and growing and morphing into things that we would have never thought possible. Like for our business, we can speak on this place's behalf. It's like, okay, like Kelly's Bake Shop will always thrive and we will thrive for decades and decades to come. But maybe our business model slightly gets changed as a result of the aftermath of the coronavirus. And we don't know what that looks like, but we're open and we're willing to explore that. And there's like banks that are not giving people mortgages now. It's like, okay, well then maybe does the housing market totally change after this? Does, does
for
this,
the good,
for the good,
whatever that means,
right? Like, let's just be open to the possibilities instead of being scared of things changing for the bad. Let's be excited about things changing for the good.
And I completely agree with that, because when we surrender to life, when we surrender to life unfolding, right? There's a surrender book called The Surrender Experiment. If you guys have ever read that, by Michael Singer, it's a fantastic book.
That's a great book to read right now.
Yeah, The Surrender Experiment, it really is. And The Untethered Soul is his other book. And when we surrender to what is, right? So, okay, we can get all freaked out and screwed up and fucked up saying, okay, it's a coronavirus, it shouldn't be happening, it shouldn't be this. Then we get all suffering state because we're saying it shouldn't be happening. But how do we know
that it shouldn't be
happening? Like, maybe it might be the best thing that ever happened.
Yep.
Because it brings us closer together.
Yep.
It allows us to change our values. It gets us to put our cell phones down. It stops influencers from taking over social media and creating...
just selling stuff
and creating false lives for us. Like, maybe this is our opportunity to get back to
basics.
Love and get back to sharing life with one another, like breaking bread and, just having beautiful, warm, loving relationships.
I love that.
And connections to one another. Maybe this is what it's for. Maybe this is what it's for, is for us to understand that humanity is right now in its greatest moment in time. Maybe this is what it is, and we just don't even know it yet. Maybe this is where we need to focus and understand, and we expand to this, that this is humanity's greatest moment in time. What does that mean?
Yeah.
Like, what can you all do to provide hope and love and connection to your neighbor?
So cool.
To the old age home down the street, to the staff that work for you, to your mom, to your dad, to your husband, to your wife, to your kids' teachers, to the people that are suffering right now.
Yeah.
What can we do for those people right now? What can we do to let them know that we love them and we care?
And what can we do to let doctors and nurses and surgeons and all these people that are working in hospitals on the front lines, how can we let them know that we love them and we care about them? People we don't even know. How can we genuinely let them know?
Don't think that they're not doing it selflessly, because they have the opportunity. They wanted to check out. They could quit.
Yeah.
But you're going to go into a hospital and you're going to see this healthcare staff on the front line.
Yeah.
You are going to see them on the front line, and they're putting their lives at risk, right?
Yes.
So, I don't know. Like, I just, if we just sort of sit with that, going like maybe it is something that the planet has really needs right now.
Yeah.
Like, instead of us just living our lives and hum-de-dum with our skipping ropes, and it's like, it's Pleasantville and every day's the same day, and we just go and do the same thing every friggin' day.
Yeah.
Like, maybe this is our wake-up call.
I think it is. I 100% think it is. And the more that we talk about it, the more it resonates so deeply with me, and I know with you too, but like, yes, 100%. This is like, it's shaking all of our heads. Like, okay, like, what is really important to me? Like, are my friends and my family important, or is my phone important? Or, is going shopping important at the mall, or is hanging out with my mom more important? Like, whatever that is, like, what truly resonates with you and what brings you joy, and what can you leave? I think that
we're reevaluating our values.
Yes.
And changing priorities. So as much as there's a fearful component of it going, so what's next week going to look like, and what's next week going to look like, and how rapidly is it going to go? And there's a chance that coronavirus might just come through and last for a week and then it dies off.
Yep.
Because no one knows right now what's killing it off, right? We don't know if the warm weather is going to make it go away. We don't know if it's cold weather going to make it go away. We don't know, the full true incubation period of it. I think it's quite long, but
it's still young enough that we don't know.
Yeah. So, like, what is it that it's teaching us? Right? Because right now, everybody has changed their thought pattern of I don't know, like I'm not thinking about going out and buying a pair of jeans today, or
No.
I'm not going out and thinking, oh, I'm going to have an amazing, $300 dinner tonight with a bottle of wine. No, like, I actually don't want to go into a crowded space. I don't need any clothes right this moment. Like I'm changing my values, and I'm going, I'm actually really looking forward to going home and reading a book.
Yeah, me too.
Or I'm actually going to start this podcast that I've been putting off doing.
Yes.
Like listening to. Maybe,
yes.
Something I want to tap into and learn, and I go, I now have the space for this.
So
all
cool.
of a sudden, the space opened up for me to do this.
Right. Well, we were even saying too in like business side of things that, we're going to have time, and this we do have time right now to go and record a bunch of podcasts to actually, because we actually have a whole new round now of edits from Random House again, because it's just the never ending cycle. But we have this time and this space now to be able to do that without any sort of distraction in our minds. So it's kind of a cool thing.
It is. It's like everybody sort of had their houses cleaned.
Yeah.
And like leveled.
Yes.
And maybe it was on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying that maybe the purpose is for us to be able to tap into our higher good. We have resisted moving forward in our evolution of human species on planet Earth. This is my thinking.
Mm-hmm.
We have hindered it. We have stopped it. We've cut ourselves off from the source of all things, which is love, connection, and all. And how have we then now been given this gift of isolation?
Yeah.
Like,
immense isolation.
To really have to work on ourselves now. Because in that stillness, that's when I find I have my greatest growth.
Me too.
Is in that time of stillness. And I know that you were talking too about, is there something else that you were going to maybe work on that you thought that would be like cool besides? Well, I don't know, like business courses we're talking.
For
like
sure.
From the Kelly and Erin brand too. So we've been creating this and creating some videos and stuff on the side right now, and we want to create, because we get asked all the time, like, how do you open a business? How do you do this? How do you do that? And, like we've been wanting to always engage with people, and literally not having the time to
we're not having the time,
right?
To execute it.
But now we have this time and this opportunity to just, explore in what's really valuable in life right now.
For sure.
Like, is it chasing the almighty dollar and what we all do and think that we need big fancy cars and stuff?
And an ego stroke to be like, oh, look at you, like, look at me kind of thing.
And the likes on Instagram and stuff. But now, like, going, and it's only been 48 hours, guys. So get this, right? So has it been even fully 24 hours?
Well, it announced on Wednesday at like noon. On Wednesday at like, no. Wednesday at like noon.
Okay.
Wednesday at noon was the Who, and then Trump was in the evening.
Right. Okay. So Trump was at 10 o'clock at night or something, quite late. So anyway, so it's been this 48-hour window, and in this 48 hours, I have gone through a whole gamut of emotions. Right.
Yes.
From holy shit, we got to do this, we got to do that, to like, oh, okay, right.
To then, holy shit.
To now like going, wow, like. Yeah. I actually can feel this clearly. I can't see clearly because that's not my job to do. That's the universe's job. That's like God, source, universe, whatever you want to call it. This higher being, this higher energetic source that is guiding us to be our most magnificent self. And this is why I truly believe that the coronavirus is something that is working for us, not against us. And I hope I'm not offending anybody by saying that, because I know some people are going to get sick, and some people are not going to maybe even recover from it. And God bless you all. Like, I so don't want to offend anybody at all. We each have our own journey. I just believe that the coronavirus has to be taken as a positive way for us to find our power and our strength to survive through it. Because if we gift off our power to the coronavirus, we are going to get sick.
Yes.
So this is our way of understanding it is happening for us. And it is happening for us, not to us. It's happening for us to open ourselves up to what can we tap in? Like, I'm getting excited. What do I get to tap into now? Like, we were even talking about maybe we'll go to the county next week and we'll go for a few days and we'll get to work on a new, business plan and expansion plans and, other things that we can do online and, creating a more bulletproof business and these things, like just great things that we get to work on,
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just think about that. We're recording. This is our podcast. It's going to be, and I'm going to put it on YouTube too. So, YouTubers, we love you.
You guys can see us, and Cupcakes and Consciousness
People,
listeners, we love you too. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, and thanks for hearing our view on this whole pandemic that we're going through, and how we can constantly be that beacon of light.
Yes,
and love.
And also too, I just want to add this very quickly: is if the coronavirus is happening for us. It doesn't mean you ignore it and you pretend that you're just going to be well. I'm well, I'm healthy, I'm great, I'm this. So like let's pay attention to the real stuff here. The real shit here is that you have to eat properly.
Yes.
You have to nourish your mind, body, and your soul. And by doing that, your soul, your mind gets nurtured through meditation, through, as Erin was saying in another episode of what we had done, is like you have to have your body moving all the time.
Creating energy.
Yes. So that brings the downloads, the beautiful source of healing energy. So go for a walk in the morning, go for a jog in the morning. You don't have to do it with somebody else. You can do it alone.
Yes.
You can go and dance in your house. There's all sorts of ways to raise your heart rate up, but you have to eat properly. And when I say eat properly, cut out eggs, guys. Eggs are not good for you. Cut out dairy, cheese, cut out gluten. Those things will trigger your immune system to not work in your best defense.
Eat a plant-based diet.
Plant-based diet. We are not vegan activists. We are plant-based promoters. What's another word in this?
It's just our lifestyle.
Yeah, it's just how we roll. But we just know that we're healthier that way. We do celery juice in the morning. We do that only celery juice in the morning. We do things like oil of oreganos. We do ester C. We do lysine. We do zinc, zinc
vitamin
sulfate,
D, vitamin B12,
and these are all viral beaters, right? 1 to 2 cloves of garlic a day. However you get that into your body, that is a viral killer. We do raw ginger root water.
Yeah. Licorice tea,
all these beautiful things, and you have to take them in regularly. So you don't just take them one day and then you forget about them for 5 days. No, this is regular right now, because your body needs all of its help it can get to just push forward to be in an immune building state.
Yeah.
Right? You want to build your immune system right now so that if you do come in contact with a virus that does not reflect goodness for you, you want to be able to have your body to protect it. Just fight it.
And for those of you that struggle with remembering to take supplements and stuff every day, I struggle all the time. I actually just put a piece of paper on my bathroom mirror with like a list and like a regimen of like everything that I have to be taking and that Michael has to be taking as well. And it's so great because it's just there, top of mind. We have all of our supplements there on our bathroom counter, and morning and night we're taking them.
And it just,
it's great.
I think it brings it into your consciousness. Like I love having supplements around me, and even my essential oils and things like, I don't know, we've got like, say, this is licorice root, guys. So this is what licorice root tea looks like. Silver, I do this too. I spray this in the back of my throat, colloidal silver.
And you can also use it as hand sanitizer
too. Yes, a hand sanitizer too. And I just find that I feel like good about myself. How do I word this without sounding like a weirdo? But I don't like using the word self-love. I don't like all that self-love.
Self-kindness.
It's just what, man, I care about myself. I care about my body enough that it's worth it. This is my only vehicle. This is it, guys. And it was 1 in 400 trillion that I was born, and we got a message. I got a message. Erin has a message. We all have messages to put out there. So my body is this valuable, and I don't want to go into any suffering state. I don't need to. Like, my body is a well-oiled machine. It is. And it fights things. It fights those things, and it fights the bugs that come at us. So I'm going to take coronavirus for what you're giving me, which is space.
Great.
Self-isolation.
I love that.
That's how I'm taking you, Mr. Coronavirus. And the rest of it, I don't need.
That's it. I love that.
On that note,
thank you so much for tuning in. And you're going to be seeing, I think, a lot more of us over the next couple weeks or however long this sort of pandemic level of things happen. And we're looking forward to it.
We're going to torment you.
Torment you. Great.
Torment you into being healthy.
Greatness, positivity, wonderfulness. Bye.